You want your student athlete, your kid, to be happy. Any pain, discomfort that comes to you as a parent is when you are not helping fulfill that implied promise.
You don't know what to do, you're just stressed out to the max. You and your parents kind of feel that.
Take sports out of it. It's a hard decision. Layer sports into it, it's become increasingly more difficult.
I know if I would have had additional information on one school over the other one, that might have influenced my decision.
And we built Tosch specifically to alleviate, or ideally, remove that pain, that discomfort in the process. I'm Shawne Robinson. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Tosch.ai. We wanted to create a platform that allowed student athletes to compare and contrast the schools that they're interested in, and they can make more informed decisions. And so maybe they'll make the same decision, but they'll go in better informed about what the experience will be like. Because at the end of the day, what they're really choosing is how to have the best college experience possible.
I'm Myles Robinson. My role in the company is the Chief Product Officer and then also co-founder as well. I want to help people not go through the same issues and same struggles that I did. I know plenty of student athletes that when their expectations aren't met, it affects everything. Because at the end of the day, these sports are your lives. This is what you do. This is your job. And being able to kind of have a solution for that finally after complaining about it for a good 3 to 4 years was awesome.
So in 2024, Myles and I were together in London, having a good father-son moment where he's divulging all his secrets. And one of his secrets, if you will, was sharing that he felt he would have been better served if he had more information about college sports. And I'm like, what type of information? Well, stats, information about playing, and what the results were. And he's like, when I was looking at schools, I didn't have this information. Like, really? Are you sure about that? And he goes,
yeah, I'm sure. Like, there's nothing out there. Like, there's just no information. Like, I had no idea any of this stuff was going on. I only found out through word of mouth. And he goes, oh, maybe there's a solution for that. What if there was an interface where potentially this data is all collected in one place? I'm like, well, that would be amazing. How would that even work? I kind of sat up, like, wait a second, that sounds like a great business idea. And he goes, this could be huge. You're almost like interrogating me. Are you sure this doesn't exist? Are you sure this doesn't exist? Are you sure they don't have data on this? Are you sure they don't do this? I'm like, yeah. And he goes, oh my God. I was like, what? Oh my God. He scared me. I kind of sat up, in my bed. I'm like, what? He goes, oh my God. That's a great idea. I'm like, I know. Isn't it a great idea? Like, I just didn't even go there. And he goes, let's work on this. I was like, what, a business? And he goes, yeah, why not? And then, the way his mind works and when he starts going on something, it's like, it's like almost like a dog with a squirrel. Will just the dog will keep chasing the squirrel. Like, will not get off it. Will stay with it, like through the bushes and everything like that.
And that's when my mind started spinning because of my prior experience with B2C. If you have the right data, that's gold. And so we dug in, did market research first to make sure that there was a there there. And that we weren't missing something. We weren't. Once we identified what the problem is, then kind of went into build mode to find user stories, understood the needs of the market, sized the market, and started to really believe there was a need here and that we could do it. And so I really want to solve this problem. Why should everyone have to reinvent the wheel? Think about applying to college. It's a well-oiled machine. You do this, you do this, you do this, you apply to college, you move on. There is nothing like that for student athletes. It's a fragmented experience. If you're lucky, then you get certain insights. If you're unlucky, then you're kind of banging your head against the wall trying to figure out how to move forward. Through the journey of doing the research, I've heard plenty of stories where a student athlete, he was a high level in baseball, went to school, it was a horrible match. He left the sport because of the experience that he had. And it really seems like there are more bad stories than there are good stories. That shouldn't be.
In my lifetime, I've talked to dozens of people that could have, changed or influenced their decision or their life one way or the other. I think that could have been huge. Being able to kind of experience that, I think really kind of perspective how big this could be and how many people it could really help. And that was where my focus was. Great business idea. At the end of the day, I want to help people. What my dad and I did was just tried to the best of our ability. Fix a problem, have a solution for you. It will help you feel like you're making the best decision you can. When you have more information, it feels like you can justify your decision more. You can set expectations, you know where you're going to coming into it. I'll just say it makes the whole process easier.
We want people to make more informed decisions to ensure that their student athlete, their kid, has a better experience in college. And if we're the premier college sports analytics platform, then we become one-stop shopping experience for everyone interested in college sports. That's ultimately our goal.